What's up, folks? Now I really have an interesting one for you today called the Xen Network. This one has launched a few days ago and it's really unique in a sense where you actually can get Xen tokens for free between quotation marks, because in order to do so you need to mint them, and by minting them you need to pay gas fees. Now this runs on the Ethereum mainnet and it really has taken the chain by storm. And today I'm gonna actually talk about what the game theory is about. So why Xen is the way it is, and what can we look for in the near to long-term future. So this one you wouldn't want to miss. Xen does run on the Ethereum mainnet, and you can simply get some free tokens between quotation mark again by connecting your ETH wallet, and through something they call proof of participation get some Xen in return by simply paying gas cost in ETH. Now you can compare this to proof of work in a way, because proof of work you have to provide hardware in order to solve mathematical equations to get some BTC, for example, but here you are simply providing your participation to get some Xen. Now the number of Xen that you will get after minting depends on several variables actually, and there's a specific formula on the white paper. I'm going to show you that in a bit, but the main variables, so the main elements of the variable are first and foremost your crypto rank. So every wallet has a rank upon minting because you can mint once before you claim, and that crypto rank is also dependent on the global rank, so your personal rank versus global rank, and how many days you decide to wait delayed gratification in order to get your Xen tokens. You will get more, obviously, and with time you will get less tokens for the same amount of participation in regards to the elements and the variables. So let's assume today you choose 100 days and tomorrow you choose 100 days, you will probably get a bit less if you mint tomorrow. So all of these variables combined with time as a main constraint will give you your Xen tokens. Now right now Xen is actually traded on Uniswap v3. Someone added liquidity, it has some value right now, so you can either sell or buy. We're gonna discuss this real soon, and it's also traded on a centralized exchange called MEXC. Now upon inception there has been no mention of any supply cap when it comes to the token itself, so it's by definition infinite when it comes to its supply. And you can from now on stake your Xen tokens, and you're gonna get at the beginning 20% APY, but that will scale down with time to 2%, and then it's gonna flatline. Now yes, all of this is cool, but the question remains, so where does the value of Xen, or where the value of Xen will come from into the future? Now the model is by nature disinflationary, and what this means is that, like I mentioned, with time, as time goes on, you will be able to mint less and less tokens, to the point where perhaps the price, it would be better to buy it off the market than paying the cost of gas. So the curve will flatline and it could flip to deflationary. So who knows? So one of the added utilities could be burning the tokens, and that is something that you could start with. Now of course you can build several things on top. You can build the blockchain into the future, you can change tokenomics, add some utility on top, staking, whatnot. You can do some peer-to-peer cash transfers enabled by Xen. You can build an exchange. So many things can be explored, and that is the beauty of it. That is why it's unique, and that is why I'm planning to do several more videos exploring alleys where more utility can come in and give this token additional value. Now I do have the dashboard visible right in front of me. Now a few things you can take out and that are very important here. First of all, there's the total supply. So there has been a total of 2.3 billion Xen tokens minted as of yet. The difference between this and the liquid supply is just the total amount staked, which is just about 30 million. So the global rank indicates the total number of wallets that have participated to mint some Xen. There's about 523,000, and that's 2 days in, so 2 days since Genesis. Now, and that here shows the number of turns in days that you can maximum input. So you cannot go above 384 days if you decide to mint some tokens. Now these metrics are gonna be attacked in the white paper just to reference them, because those are the metrics that are important if you do decide to mint some Xen tokens, referring to the variables I mentioned a few minutes back. Yeah, just this is FYI, I did mint some tokens. I was wallet number 72,463. So I did this on day one, hence why my AMP factor is still 3000. Now, jumping over to the white paper, I did say that the number of Xen tokens you get depends on something or some things, aka variables, and specifically your rank, the time constraint, as well as the time. So the time constraint mainly, not the number of days you do decide to wait in order to get your tokens, but this amplification level is something that I referred in my illustration that is called the disinflationary model. So in time, this 3000 will decrease by 1 every single day until it reaches 1 basically. So that is the reward formula. That is how much you get based on this formula. Main thing is the amplification, the time you do decide to put in and wait to get your tokens, and as well as the difference between the global rank and your personal rank. So all of these things get into equation, as well as this small variable, without touching base and getting too much into details. But the more people enter, the more tokens you will acquire, the more your estimated tokens will be. So this is very important. Now going a bit below, also I want to mention this is pretty important. So assuming you do decide to mint some Xen tokens and the day comes where you should claim them, do not wait, because if you wait a week, 100% of them are not going to be claimable. So do claim them on time, don't waste any percentage point from the estimated tokens that you might get. So this is very important. Now, I did mention that there is a pair trading on the Ethereum mainnet on Uniswap, and right now the price is about 0.00043. Now there's something running around, and people thought that the people who do mint, for example, Xen with 1 day waiting period, so they claim the next day, or they did so at Genesis 2 days ago, are the real winners. Now, perhaps looking at this chart and where it started, if you do some math, if people sold in this zone right here with initial minted tokens of about 50k plus, yes, they made some good profit. I completely agree. But right now, price discovery is in order, meaning the more people mint for 1 day's claim, the less it's going to be profitable to sell versus whatever you pay in gas. Because keep in mind that you are paying gas to mint, you will pay gas to claim, and you're going to pay gas to sell. So 3 times as much, and ETH gas is not cheap. So I just put these numbers into perspective on a separate sheet to show you what does this mean. So if I do decide to do 1 day mint, and I'm gonna get from 20 to 40k approximately right now, all things considered. Now the gas cost by average is about 10 bucks. So I'm gonna pay 10 to mint and I'm gonna pay 10 to claim. So I already paid 20 bucks, so I already lost that much. Assuming the price is more or less equal to what I just showcased you. So if I do have 20,000 tokens, that's how much I will get. Let's assume I got the max and I'm gonna get about $17. So getting that $17, to sell this, I'm gonna pay $10 in gas, so I'm left with about 7 bucks. But keep in mind that I did pay $20 already to mint and claim, so I'm at a loss now. So this just goes to show that at the end of the day, people will understand that the daily mints are not worth it anymore, because we hit a price point where it's not worth the gas. So now if people want to mint, they're gonna have to wait more days. And I assume the scalability of this is gonna be not daily but weekly. So it started on day 1 and day 2, perhaps 1 day waiting period. So now it's gonna scale up to a week due to the logarithmic origin and the disinflationary model of the Xen token. So it will scale from a day to a week to a month most probably, and after that it will be several months. Hence why I think the best case scenario here is that if you do want to mint several times, do decide to choose the different time frames, so weekly, monthly, yearly even. So do this and then spread out your claims over several periods of time and see how it performs. So as we go along, the price is going to continue to be discovered, and keep in mind that if we do add more utility to this, then price will appreciate more, because not only will it hold some value in regard to Xen being used somewhere else or for something else, it will probably be listed on other exchanges where more volume will come in, hence more basically people entering and people selling. So overall the performance will be better. So I assume that price will find a certain bottom for 1-day claims. It's gonna trade sideways. Perhaps this is the bottom, the one that I'm seeing right now, and then it will most probably then go a bit lower once the monthly claims comes in. And I'm pretty sure that the main price discovery will come when the 100-day waiting period comes in, because this is when most people have chosen the time frame whenever they minted their Xen tokens. 100 days was always something that was shouted out within the community, so I assume this is when major price discovery will happen. So exciting times ahead. Again, I'm gonna cover most probably this several times over, and I'm gonna talk about potential scenarios and potential utilities that can shape up the Xen network in different ways than we can imagine. Alright, that's it from me today. Thank you for sticking around and listening to everything I had to say. Now, I really hope I brought you some value. I didn't ramble too much, but I just wanted to get the message out there. So honestly, I would advise you to mint the token. Perhaps this is not the time to buy unless you really think this is the bottom for this. But again, it's gonna scale as time goes on, and as more Xen tokens are gonna be released from their minting waiting period, so price is gonna take a hit. So the bottom most probably won't be discovered up until several days into the protocol. So yeah, keep that in mind and trade responsibly in regards to the Xen token itself, and a sub to the channel would be terrific. It really helps us new kids around the block dish out better, more valuable content to everyone and expose this word we love the most to more people. So I thank you and appreciate you in advance, and if you really like the content that I'm putting out, do leave a like on the video. It really helps a lot to the video and to the channel overall. So again, thank you in advance. And as always, take care of your finances and trade responsibly. This was Roy with DeFi Ascension. Thanks for watching.